Hi, welcome to Free Spirit and welcome to a full moon reading. So I started doing this and I wanted to quickly put the camera on because I started getting really good messages about this full moon and what messages it has for us and what we're experiencing right now with this full moon. And interestingly enough, the first card to come out was it's time to release negativity, which we've been in the process of doing. And the next card that flew out was work through your fears. And we've been really stepping up and working through our fears, facing our fears, releasing that as well. And then the next one was we are creating these win-win outcomes are in the forecast, a more balanced experience for ourselves. And it's through this releasing of the negativity. It's through working out your fears, cleansing all of that out, creating these new win-win outcomes for yourself, a more balanced playing field. I keep saying we're evening the playing field, and what's happened is we've cleansed so much negativity out, and we have released so many fears. We're like facing our fears head on, and we're releasing them, the blockages, and here we are creating these new win-win outcomes, and that's what's coming in, and it's very balanced what's coming in. It's like evening the playing fields. I keep getting where in circumstances, if you've been giving, you're not going to be on the receiving end, evening out the playing field, creating more balance. And it was all from releasing all this negativity from yourself, from others, facing your fears, going through, releasing those blocks, and creating these new win-win outcomes. And are you ready for what the crowning card was? You are good enough. You are good enough. And it's very green. There's been a lot of healing within our hearts to get to the state of just knowing you are good enough. And when you know you're good enough, it helps to release that negativity. It helps to face those fears. It helps to create those win-win outcomes. And at the core and crux of it is we're finding that we're good enough. Whatever state you're in right this moment, you're good enough. Whatever you're going for, you're good enough. And on a very deep level, you feel you're good enough. Now we're getting a new one. Oh my gosh, a new romantic cycle begins. Another balance here. We're bringing new balance to our relationships will be coming in. A new balance with our self-love and love with others is going to be the next wave that's coming in here. And it's opening a new romantic cycle as well. So not only is it profound self-love, you are good enough, but then it's opening the door to a new romantic cycle because of everything we've released. Such negativity, such fears, knowing deep in your heart you're good enough. So you have self-love. There's so much coming out. Yeah, look at this. A personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah, we're getting a lot of new cycles coming in here now. Conclusions are within reach. Look at all these huge moons in every single one. It's like everything that's coming out, it's all these full moon things. Listen, a lot of things are being finished up, resoluted, if that's a word. Things are being concluded, and a new cycle. There's lots of conclusions coming and new cycles. So it's a lot of endings and beginnings. And the crux of it is because of all the negativity we've released, all the fears we've released, knowing that we're good enough, it's profound self-love. And it's like a whole new cycle with relationships with others, including romantic. There's personal things that are reaching real conclusions here. And there's conclusions within reach. I mean, we got this in like 2 different cards. There's a lot of conclusions coming in. And the crux of it, I think, is you're good enough. And here, and that crowning back here, it's creating, look at this, personal issue reaches resolution, conclusions are within reach, a new romantic cycle begins, and it's win-win outcome is in forecast. And I gotta say, it's a win-win outcome is in forecast. It's just like new wins all around coming in and concluding here. That's this profound moon that I'm getting over and over again. And that's the new wins that we're going to be bringing in after this full moon. It's like win. So it's profound wins. So when it says a win-win outcome is forecast, I feel it's literally you have a win here, you have a win here, a win here. You had a win back here, even with the knowing you're good enough is a huge win, is it not? getting through your fears, that's a huge win, is that not? Releasing negativity, that's a huge win, is it not? I feel like a lot of things are concluding and a new cycle is beginning here. But with that conclusion, how many wins did you rack up? Like, even if it was walking away from negativity or releasing a fear, um, that's a win, you know? So it's like win, 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 win. That's what I think is coming in. And so now you're having a new romantic cycle. Probably we cleared out a lot of hurts, a lot of baggage of the past. We feel good enough, right? We released our fears and negative baggage, new romantic cycle. Other things that we were working on and concluding, and new things are going to be coming in. Conclusions are within reach. A personal issue reaches resolution. Look at this. You can't make this up. This is full moon, full moon, full moon. That's the magnitude of this full moon. I feel like this full moon has a really big impact, creating now a lot of conclusions, a lot of new cycles beginning, and it's going to be creating a win-win-win-win-win outcome in the forecast coming in. And it's no surprise to me that there's actually like a scale here that's balanced, because we're creating almost like this new divine balance. And it's not just within ourselves, which we've succeeded with here, with knowing we are good enough. That takes a lot of heart healing here to come to this place. I could do a whole video on just how it gets to that place, just that journey to know that you're good enough, right? That's a life journey to get to that. So then we're creating a new balance also. We release negativity, we're releasing a lot of fears, we're creating more even playing fields where things weren't balanced before, we're taking supreme care of ourselves, we're stepping into more personal and spiritual power, we're creating a more balanced outcomes for ourselves. A new balance will be coming in. Again, it says a win-win outcome is forecast, and I think it's going to be more balanced where it wasn't before. And I just love it. It's like a win-win-win-win-win outcome is in the forecast with this full moon. So you could see why as the cards were falling out, it was like, oh my God, let me hurry up and put the camera on because I wanted to share this. I've been feeling this for a while. It's like this October has been so special anyway across the board. But this full moon is just amplifying, again, with all these full moons, full moon, full moon, full moon. It's a massive, massive clean out, a massive conclusion to things, a massive new cycle to things. And it's going to bring more balance in. It's going to bring a new wave of relating and relationships with, you know, romantic and with yourself, and even with work relationships, like across the board. The next thing, it's going to really affect all our relationships. And you may be even feeling this already, because what happens is we grow, we release so much baggage and everything else. It's easier to let bygones be bygones, to move on, to conclude things. We're not hanging on to such baggage as much anymore. It frees you up. It helps you to release cycles you need to. It helps you go forward. So there, again, there's so many conclusions here, resolutions here, and new cycles beginning. And that's just been coming through every weekly and monthly reading I've been getting. And what is it overall? Creating win-win-win-win-win outcomes all over the place. And bravo to us, because going back underneath, we released all that negativity, a lot of fears, and that inner self-love of knowing you're good enough, which is like the root of everything, right? Like when they always show me, when you step out the door, if you don't come from the place of valuing yourself, you're already doing a disservice. It's like that's what's reflected back to you. It affects your relationships. It affects what negativity you allow. It grows your fears. You're not there for yourself. Once you know you're good for yourself, good enough, you know your self-worth, your self-value, you've cleared out a lot of negativity of the past, you're releasing a lot of fears. There are conclusions, and then there's a new cycle all at once. And what is this going to do all across the board? Bring in new balance. And this is going to be the beautiful new wave coming in here. And again, I really feel this moon is creating not just win-win outcomes in the forecast, but like win-win-win-win-win outcomes in the forecast because of all the work we've done. So this has just been my overall moon reading for October that I wanted to share, and have a great month and take care. Bye-bye.